Hi everyone, this is my first ever live stream. I'm definitely doing this for the first time. Usually I just go live on Twitter or live on Facebook. So now this is definitely my first time doing this. I know that it's been a while since I have posted a YouTube video. Hang on. Sorry about that. But this is just basically to give y'all an update on why I haven't been able to post a new one for a while, and why I also have not been able to talk much on YouTube. Basically, I have been under a lot of stress and pressure to make money for the past 4 months. All within the fact that uh, that MegaCon is literally coming up as well as AFL. And I just been more focused on that. I mean, I've been doing my best to stay positive, been doing my best to keep my mind off of everything that has been giving me stress, but that has not been going well. For starters, um, I went through a lot more suicidal tendencies in the past few months than I did last year. However, I was hoping this year would get better, and it's been nothing but rocky. Very rocky indeed. And as for me personally, I don't know how else to put it, but a couple weeks ago I did try to commit suicide again. This time trying to hang myself in the backyard with my dog leash. Well, not my dog leash. My dad's dog's Buster's leash. Luckily, my boyfriend was there for me, and he literally smacked the stupid out of me. Not like bitch smack, just like schmack. And I've just been more focused on trying to be more positive, trying to get more focused on getting myself out there with cosplay. And it's been a pretty hard struggle. I will not lie about that. But it does mean a lot to know that there have been supporters for a good amount of time, both online and in real life. Like, I didn't exactly think a lot of people would care about what's going on in my life, what's going on about me. Um, as for cosplaying, that's still going on. And right now, I have 2 projects coming up as soon as I get the fabrics this week. For anyone who has not been keeping up on my cosplay page on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, I am going to be making a shiny Umbreon cosplay as well as a Espeon cosplay for my boyfriend. Why that combination? Because of the fact that shiny Umbreon is one of my main favorites and Espeon is my boyfriend's favorite. The purple one, not the green one. He does not like the green one. Apparently not a lot of people do. And it's just, I've been really nervous about it because of the fact that I'm very self-conscious about my body still. I hate my stomach. I hate my thighs. It really just has not been easy for me to deal with. Sorry, I'm also still trying to spread news about my live stream. Like I said, this is the first time I'm doing live stream on YouTube, and I'm still trying to get out there on social media. Yeah. I'm still doing my OC cosplays as well as my Darla Dixon one, which surprisingly has been doing very well. A lot more so than my Sarah Serenity one, which I'm still struggling to get views with. Sorry, too much liquid in my throat. And what I'm mainly hoping for right now still is just basically, as I've mentioned in one of my previous videos before, I just want to make all 3 of my dreams to come true. With that being dealing with cosplaying, cosplay modeling, like actually getting requested to go to cons all over the world. Definitely that's not a dream. That's just a hiccup. Basically with being in Kingdom Hearts, I really want my OC to be an actual part of it because I worked really hard on her. And recently, actually, one of my friends went through the trouble of making a new outfit for my OC character. And this one is more so. Sorry for the yawning. It's 1:37 a.m. over here. It's more Halloween Town based, and it gives me such an amazing idea for cosplaying. And it makes me happy that someone goes through the trouble of actually creating something that literally looks like me. I don't know if you guys can see it clear enough, but that is basically what my OC looks like in Halloween Town. And if you could see it any better on this one, that's how my OC would look front. Basically, she would be a vampiress Sora. And I'm definitely going to be making this cosplay this year, probably in September. And not a lot of people have been asking me questions about my character Darla Dixon. I have been getting great reviews on that as well on the story for it. But as well as trying to get more notice with the Walking Dead community, which it itself has been a very much of a struggle. And I've just been really trying harder and harder to be more open to people, being actually able to talk to people a lot more. And it's just, I just want to be able to make my dreams come true. I want to be able to leave a legacy behind and actually be able to do something that would be wonderful for my family and to be able to give them a better life. Fame and fortune is great and all that, but I want to actually be able to start my life on like a new leaf, give my family a better life, get them out of the struggle hole that we've been in for over a decade, and give me and my boyfriend our own home, which would definitely be really nice if that itself wasn't so much of a struggle. I am getting more shares on Twitter, but no one is like even joining in on the chat. It'd be nice if actually people would pay attention. Oh, also about YouTube, I will be more than likely making a second one, and that one will specifically be about gaming. But in order for me to do that, I have to be able to get the right equipment for it. And hopefully I'll actually also be able to do live recordings of the cover songs that I really want to do. As for the Darla Dixon series itself, it is still ongoing. It is still it's still being, I guess, written. So to say, there's now 25 chapters so far, and it's getting more darker and darker and darker with each passing. Now, I don't know if anyone has been able to catch up on the chapters themselves, but I could go as far as giving y'all a preview of one of the chapters. Normally, I don't give spoilers, especially when it comes to my writing, because I would rather people appreciate what I do for not only myself, but also for my creativity and for the fans as well. Um, I just, I guess I can go ahead and give you guys a preview of how dark my series is going to be. Pretty much think of it as like how when Game of Thrones started out with seasons 1 through 3, it was just extremely, extremely dark. And I know that's because I finally started liking Game of Thrones when season 4 started up. That season I actually liked. I did not like season 3. That was my most hated one. It was just the most fucked up, in my opinion. But I will go ahead and give you guys a preview of one of the chapters. I will not say which one it is, but I will give you the name of the title. So that way you guys have a very much a good idea of what is to come for my Darla Dixon series. Also, for anyone who has actually read my series, right now I have a poll going on for a week. And it is basically when I write further into the series, if it mainly deals about like who should Darla encounter first, and that is either Negan or Clementine. Now, as I have mentioned before, this takes place right before the zombie apocalypse all go to a head, and it all goes to a head. Like right when Daryl and Darla meet, that's when the apocalypse slowly starts turning up. Now, as mentioned before, the one of the main antagonists, apart from the Walkers and Negan himself, the bigger one for Darla is Travis, her ex-boyfriend, who sees her more as property that should be owned. He generally thinks he owns her, and she does not like that one bit at all. Here we go. This should be a good enough one. It's far farther ahead. This is like one of the more recent chapters I've written, but it's called Grim Surprises. Okay, just to show you guys I'm not playing around. I have my phone right here. Okay, so this is one of the chapters. Actually, you know what? No, I won't give you one of my recent ones. Just because I feel like that one would be a little too easy. What should I give? Which chapter should I do as a preview? No, not that one. Like I told you, like I mentioned already, the whole story with Darla takes just when the apocalypse is slowly starting to happen, and then it all comes to a head. And it does deal within the same world as Daryl, so she's Daryl's wife. Eventually, she does get pregnant. I will say that. I won't say when, but he is unaware of that because after the apocalypse comes to a head, a boiling head, they become separated for a good amount of time until they're finally reunited. And oh, here we go. This one is a little more easier. It's 5 chapters like before, but it will give you a good idea. It's called Trouble in the Family, and it does not mention the Walkers in the beginning. I will say that right now. It mentions them more towards the end, but it will give you an idea of what to expect. Daryl, who was smoking a drag, was trying to remain calm about the other night. It's not often you find someone who is willing to harm themselves to get rid of pain. He didn't know how to cope other than praying that it wouldn't happen again. When he saw Darla walk out and towards him, he was about to put out his drag, but Darla gestured him to just keep smoking his weed. Yes, I do mention pot in this shit. Do I personally smoke it myself? No, I just figured Daryl's the type of person that would. I know it helps you cope, so you can go ahead. I don't mind, Darla said, sitting down next to him. You okay? Daryl said, looking at her. Darla was admiring the view and how the sky looked. Yeah, Darla replied, just the whole weekend has been eventful for the both of us. I mean, it's been good and bad, just that I keep thinking about what will happen to us if Travis comes around. What happens if Travis hurts you or me? Now, I'm not going to give any spoilers with this part, but I will say that, more so like Travis, picture Travis as like a very, think of the Purge boy in a zombie apocalypse, like the first rich kid boy, the one that whoever's seen the movie The Purge, um, think of it like that. The rich kid from The Purge, the blonde one. Think of him in a zombie apocalypse, but not as emotional, not as feeling, more like seeing women as property that he should own. That won't happen again, Daryl gestured to Darla, getting closer to her. Baby, as long as I'm alive, no one, and I do mean no one, will harm you. You and I are going to have a good life together, I promise. I totally forgot. It gets very sexual in this story. I'm just gonna go ahead and skip ahead. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna go ahead and skip ahead because, I keep forgetting that in certain chapters that I've written for the Darla Dixon series, I can't take it seriously. Basically, let me put it this way. I've had some of my friends read these chapters, and they literally tell me that it was so detailed, perfectly detailed, that it got them horny so fucking bad that one of them literally pulled her husband into the room and was like, "We're having sex now." I totally forgot about that. And in my series, Daryl and Darla, they do have a lot of sex. I'm not even gonna lie. I guess my crush on Norman really went through like a pop. But anyway, I'll skip ahead all over that. I will go ahead and read this part though, just to bring it up to speed. However, as they were making love in the water, they were unknowingly being watched by none other than Travis. Travis, seeing how happy Darla was with Daryl, was watching and fuming at what he was seeing. Feeling as though he still had Darla as his quote-unquote property, he walked away thinking of a plan to make them both suffer greatly. As he was walking, though, while still being able to hear their loud screams, I can't even talk right now. Screams of pleasure, he comes across a homeless veteran. The old man was coughing up blood and seemed to be very ill. Now, like I said, this is the start of the apocalypse, so people are not exactly rising from the dead just yet. Yeah, what the fuck? I'm doing a live stream. Watch the fucking video. Apparently, I am very popular right now. Wish I could say the same right now for YouTube. But right now, Travis, the main antagonist for Darla and Daryl both, he's pretty much pissed off because he literally cannot stand seeing Darla being free from him. She is happy without him, and he cannot stand that. But anyway. Dear son, the old veteran begged, would you be kind enough to help me? You see, cough, cough, there's an epidemic going around, quote-unquote, the apocalypse around this country. I have been unwell for 3 days. Would you happen to have any water or medicine, anything to help my pain? Travis, finishing up a bottle of vodka, sighed and said, Pain, you're in pain. Travis started chuckling and gave the 74-year-old veteran a psychotic look. As Travis leaned down, he slowly started to pull out a large hunting knife as he replied, Sure, I'll help you. Once Travis said that, he sliced the old man's throat wide open. He wanted to make sure the old veteran wouldn't be able to cry out for help. I don't know if I should continue reading that part because I don't know what viewers I have, but I will say the gore in this does get graphic. I'm not even going to lie about that. But I guess I can just go ahead and scroll down towards the end. However, as the homeless man lay dead, 3 people looked as though they'd been in an accident approached him. He knelt down and started to tear his clothes apart, biting and tearing at his flesh. The dead veteran was being eaten and tore apart bit by bit as the growls of the people that were eating him could be heard through the forest. Now, at this point, there are walkers. Those are the first few walkers that have been mentioned. It gets more and more detailed as the story goes throughout. Basically, it's getting to the point where you actually, when you read the story itself, you can get a glimpse of how the apocalypse started, when it started exactly, how long it took to gradually grow to a head. Now, between the point of Darla meeting Daryl and the point that they get separated from each other during the apocalypse, and Darla's years throughout searching for Daryl while protecting their only child together, it's generally gonna grow a very, very serious traumatic effect on her psyche. Kind of like how Rick has gone through hell throughout the entire storyline. Sorry. Now, a lot of people who have read my series have asked me, well, why is it mainly about Daryl? Like, why hasn't it at all been about like Rick and stuff? And my answer for that plainly is just I feel like Daryl did not have much of a background. When you learn more about the Daryl Dixon character that Norman plays as, it turns out that Daryl is not even in the comics. He wasn't even officially part of the original story in the comics. So he's just an add-on character, but he has such a huge fan base and a lot of love from the Walking Dead community that I also admire the character, and I personally felt like he did not have enough of a story to him. I feel like that there were like a lot of key pieces missing out. Like one thing that really fucking aggravated me the most was just the fact that people were shipping him with Beth. I mean, come on, why Beth? But I see more of him and her having like a brother sister relationship, not a romantic one. I mean, hello, chick is a little woo, but that's just my opinion anyway. Um, But I felt like if I gave Daryl like more of like a deeper background, a deeper story, then maybe it would make more sense about like why he's so afraid to get close to people, why he's so afraid to open up to people. And that would be more so about the fact that he doesn't know if his wife is alive or dead. Now, let me just make this clear. In my series, Darla does live all the way towards the end. I already have I already know how she's going to die. And it's definitely gonna be very heartbreaking because she will die when the apocalypse finally starts dying out and society is gradually rebuilding itself bit by bit. How she will die, I will keep to myself. Um, but one of my friends actually came up with a really good theory, really good story as well, in which she gave me a theory of what happened if Daryl and Darla actually met before their actual meeting in the series, like before the series took place. What happens if they met 10 years prior to that? That one I will read to you. And I will mention who the credit, of course. Okay, basically it's called Darla Dixon's Story Special. I meant to put special story, I don't know why. But in the quote unquote thing. This story is credited to my best friend Cat System. This is a special story for the fans that my friend created. It deals with what happens if the very first time that Daryl and Darla meet isn't while she's in college, but when she's still a child. Now, since this is an ongoing series, this takes place 10 years before Daryl rescues Darla in the forest. In 2001, when Daryl is in his early 20s and Darla is 10 years old. Now, I know a lot of y'all are going to be having a lot of strange questions. And before anything, yes, when Darla meets Daryl again, she's 20 years old. This is literally right before she turns 21. And this is in the year 2011, which I'm guessing that's when the series first started. I'm not really sure of myself. Because it took a couple of years before I can actually get into the series. But I figured maybe starting it like that and gradually having it build up. But like I said, I didn't write this one. My friend Kat did to put into the series. I personally believe it's a great theory itself. But anyway, this is how it goes. Daryl had been walking along, muttering to himself, "Damn his stupid brother for stealing yet another girlfriend from him." Daryl growled in frustration. This happened every single fucking time. A commotion to his left jarred him from his brooding. Looking over, he saw a group of boys who looked to be about 12 years old, hovering over a young girl who was cowering and crying. And that would have been Darla. Her hand shielding her head. Daryl's anger was immediately redirected when he saw one of the boys pull the girl to her feet by her hair as she struggled to get away from his grasp. Marching over, he grabbed the kid's shoulder and shoved him away from the girl, putting himself between them. Daryl glared at the whole group of them. This isn't how you treat a girl, he roared at them. Would you treat your mom that way? The boys looked at each other in disbelief that someone had stopped them from their version of fun. The biggest of the group stepped forward, grinning. No, he replied, but my ma ain't trash like her. He pointed at the girl who was peeking out from behind Daryl. The other boys chuckled until he walked towards them, only stopping when he was toe to toe with the smartass who answered him. He leaned down and breathed in the kid's ear. If I ever catch you or your buddies hurting this girl, or anything or anyone else for that matter, I will make it my personal mission to make your lives hell for as long as you breathe. The bully turned white as a sheet and backed away before turning and running, his cronies trailing behind him like kicked puppies. I just realized that I don't know why she put that phrase in there, kicked puppies. I'm gonna need to ask her that later on. Turning to the girl, Daryl knelt down. Got a name to go with that pretty face, kid? He asked. She blushed and stammered out, Darla. Yeah, Darla. Damn it, I can't talk right now. I don't know why. He smiled at her. You aren't too scraped up, are you? She shook her head rapidly, her braids twitching in the process, ruffling her hair slightly. Daryl got up. Be careful out there, sweetie, and if anyone messes with you again, you tell them that Daryl sends his best regards. He won't dare hurt you. Darla smiled up at him. Thanks, Mr. Daryl, she said. He started to walk away, but was stopped by two thin arms wrapping around his waist and the girl mumbling into his back. I'll never forget this as long as I live, before releasing and running off towards her home. Daryl smiled to himself as he walked off, suddenly in a better mood. You're the first person to really appreciate me in a long time. I won't forget you either, Darla, he whispered back. Now, I'm not sure how I'm going to play this out in the story, but I've had a good couple of theories about how I could. What I would think is at some point, probably like maybe a year or two later, Darla remembers this, and it's what gives her the determination and drive to keep looking for Daryl. Because further on in the story, people are going to be like, well, Daryl's probably dead, he's probably gone, and have doubts about whether or not to continue her search for him. But at the same time, Daryl is also going to be going through the same thing. Like, he's not going to know for sure about what comes to mind. Like, what I'm thinking of doing is when he gets to his group, his main group, with Carol, with Greg, with everyone. What I'm thinking of doing is at that point, he is probably gonna hide his wedding ring on a metal chain and keep it hidden in his shirt. That's what I'm thinking of doing. And it would basically show that even though he does trust his friends, he is not ready enough to trust him with the possibility that he wants to go find his wife. But he doesn't know if she is alive or not. He has a feeling in his heart that she is, but he doesn't know how to pursue that because it takes them, I believe, 7-year period. Like, it's gonna be 7 years before they're able to see each other again. And I know that by then, Darla is 27 or 28. So obviously, yes, my character would be older than me. Do I mind that? No. Because, hello, I would love to work with Norman Reedus. Big dream of mine. Definitely would make me happy. Happy as a clam. But it would definitely give that certain amount of time period where it does show that Daryl has aged from not just physically, it's also like more so emotionally he's aged. And the whole stress of what's been happening to him, his friends around him, the guilt of all the loss that he has had with losing his brother, losing Beth, losing Glenn, losing just so many people that he had actually cared about. It would be more of a emotionally aged experience for him to have. And I would believe that by the time he finally sees Darla, he's in like a pit of shock. He would be in a pit of shock to where he would not know what to do or how to respond. And I have been playing out a lot of key scenarios in my head on like what would happen if they met this way or if they reunite again this way. So many different possibilities. And how would Daryl react to seeing his daughter, his actual daughter, for the first time? And I know this is big spoilers, but the daughter would be named Angel Dixon because she would be the reason why Darla did not kill herself after losing so much of her family because of the Walker apocalypse. When her friend finds out that the pregnancy test does come up positive, it's what's able to stop Darla from wanting to take her own life, because at that point she is pregnant. She knows she's pregnant. She has not just a piece of herself, but a piece of Daryl inside of her. And that's another thing that gives her the drive to keep looking for him, because she doesn't want her daughter growing up not knowing her father. She wants so desperately for her and Daryl to be reunited, to be a family, that she's willing to go whatever leaps it takes to make that possible. And she does encounter more and more of the group over time. Like, I know from what I can remember, there is, I can't remember what season it is. I think it's season 6 or it's either 5, 6, or 7. I know I gotta catch up desperately on Walking Dead. But I know that at some point, Carol separates herself from the group, and I would think that that would probably be like maybe a good time for Carol and Darla to meet up with each other, or Carol and her Darla's sister Diana. And eventually, over time, Darla does meet all the group, including like Rick, but unfortunately, since now Carl is dead, I can't exactly have her meet Carl now, because part of that ending I had planned for this series is now kaput. Because originally, towards the end of the series, when Darla is dying, basically Carl was supposed to stay alive, and he was gonna be with both Judith and Angel, watching over both of them. Now that idea is fucking out the window. Just bye bye. So that obviously can't happen now. But anyway, what I would love to do if other god, if possible, if I were to be on The Walking Dead. If none of the other scenarios could work out for Daryl reuniting with Darla, the best way I would want them to be reunited is basically for Daryl, Rick, Michonne, and Maggie to be led by Diana to where Darla and other survivors are staying at, which would be pretty much an underground bar, where it would be kind of like an underground tunnel center where it's like constantly cool underground, fresh air pulling through, and they have like reserved electricity, and once a year they have like a celebration event, which would be Darla's and Daryl's wedding anniversary for when they secretly got married. And Daryl sees Darla sing on stage, and she's pretty much in my cosplay outfit that I've made already before. Sorry, that's how I yawn. But that's pretty much how it would go. And he would just first see her with her hair up in the ponytail, then she would gradually take it out. She would take off the vest that she's wearing, and on the back of her vest it says Darla Dixon with the angel wings on the back. She would be singing the song that he heard her sing before, the first time he ever heard her sing on stage. And he would just be in shock. And Rick would be like, "Hello, Daryl, who is this girl? Who is this girl?" And he just snaps back into reality. He's like in tears and stuff. And he's like, "That's my wife." And Rick and Michonne's jaws drop, and they're like, "Your wife?" And Daryl's not even answering. He's not even paying attention to his friends. He's just dumbfounded and staring at Darla because he's overwhelmed with emotions. He's happy, he's sad, he's shocked. He does not know what the hell to think. So that would be one good way for Darla and Daryl to be reunited if I were to be on The Walking Dead, and if I were to be able to be my OC character Darla. Because also, I would love to meet the cast of The Walking Dead. I really would. They're just such good people. Like, especially Norman, because he is such a sweetheart. And as cheesy as this is gonna sound, I wouldn't mind Norman kissing me. Even if it was just for a scene, I wouldn't mind. But I would also like it if Norman were to be friends with me. That would be a really nice feeling to have, considering how I see myself as a loser. But apart from that, God, man, I didn't even realize what time it is. But apart from that, I just want that big dream to come true. But I know that it's gonna be really hard to do. But I'm hoping and I'm praying that, over time, hopefully not far the fuck away.
JJ Armstrong, if you know who that is.
Sorry. I got a notification on Instagram and a video of Norman popped up and I accidentally clicked it. Fuck. Now I'm all giddy, I'm blushing, I'm just... Had to scream in my hoot. With the scream in the hoot in the hoot. No, a lot of people are probably thinking, oh my god, get to bed, go to bed, you're off the wall here, what the fuck are you on? But, I would love to be able to be friends with, Norman, with Lauren Cohan, with Steve Union, Chandler Riggs, Melissa McBride, no, I already said Steve Ewan. Just all those people. It would be just a wonder to have. And besides, like, even if I was single and even if me and Norman lived in the same town, I highly doubt he would go for someone like me because he is way, way out of my league. He's just too good for me. I mean, my boyfriend barely is able to handle me. As sad as that is true. I mean, besides, Norman is way too gorgeous, way too kind, and very popular, and just way out of my fucking league. I mean, funny thing is, people in my high school, when I was still in high school, they actually thought that I would end up being a crazy cat lady with like over 50 cats. When I first got together with my boyfriend, they were all in shock. They were like, oh my god, Sarah actually got a boyfriend? What the fuck is going on? It really made me mad. Because that whole time I'm just like, great, you thought I would never get anybody. That's one of the things about life that I really just don't like, is how harsh people judge you on everything. Like, people don't just bully me online. They also bully me in real life, and sometimes they make jokes about like my cosplays and series that I write and stuff. And it's nothing but like hassle. Burn, you plastic, burn! Stupid lighter. It's not even my lighter. I don't even smoke. But I just want to be able to make a lot of my dreams come true. I want to be able to make the Walking Dead one come true. Definitely be able to put my OC in both Walking Dead and in Kingdom Hearts. Of course, Darla Dixon would not be in Kingdom Hearts. It would be my other OC, Sarah Serenity, obviously. And just to also be requested as a cosplay model at a lot of the cons. Like, I would love to be requested at the Walker Stalker Con and San Diego Comic Con. That would be just wondrous. Because that would mean that I'm actually being a better role model for cosplayers in the autistic community. And it would make me happy. I mean, I don't see myself as pretty. Like, I personally think I look like a fat, ugly blimp. Though a lot of people have told me that I'm wrong, and even more so, my friend Kat literally is like, "You are not ugly! You are skinnier than me! Yeah! I'm just like, calm down. Look at that hoot, calm down. Because as much as I love Kat, when she gets angry, she's scary. Mm-hmm. But that's pretty much the updates. It's mainly about like what's been going on with social media and putting myself out there and whatnot. The emotional problems, however, they are still continuous. I mean, I'm not even gonna lie, I'm an emotionally unstable person. Me and my boyfriend are obviously still together. I will be at MegaCon and AFO. MegaCon is in May and AFO is in August. They finally fucking put it back to the original month. Because let's see, went from August to September to August to July to August to July to June, now back to August. Like, keep it in just one place. And I've been trying my best not to be as suicidal as I was before. But I will say it's really a difficult process. I can't even talk straight. I try to talk and it's like my tongue is like a snake's tongue. I haven't really been contacted by the one other account. For anyone who has not seen the last video I posted, there was a account where they pretended to be Norman Reedus and asked me just basically to give them my bank information so they could send money to me and then I send it back to them for some charity. I did not feel comfortable with that, and then when I told the person on the account that I was too afraid to do it, they pretty much were very emotionally manipulative, and it really broke me, which is one of the reasons why I took a break from social media altogether. The video that I posted before the last one is why that reason is one of the reasons why I took a break, because it was just emotionally overwhelming and I did not know how to deal with it. And I'll never be able to understand how anyone could take advantage of someone who's different, as well as anyone who is looking up to someone who they really love and care about and admire, because it's generally fucked up. And all I'm just hoping for is for things to get better. You know, I feel like I've been through enough hell. Like, there's really nothing else that I haven't already been through to go through again. And personally, all the hell that I went through already, I'd rather actually die and stay dead than to go through that and have to live with all the pain all over again. Because I'm currently trying to forgive myself for the past and trying to love myself, and that's already difficult. But for anyone that has been watching this, I am grateful to you for actually supporting me and caring about what has been happening to me. I hope you guys will continue to support me. As for now, since this is already almost 2:30. And I already feel pretty sleepy. I just want to be able to try to get a good night's sleep. Oh, and by the way, for the 100th time, I am not 14. I am 25 years old. I may look young, I may sound young, but I'm older than I appear. Which is fine because I actually don't mind looking young. Gives me a bonus for when I'm older. But anyway, I hope you guys have a good night.